So here's the truth about male-female relationships. Women fuck men they respect.
Mm-hmm.
I agree.
That's it. They don't fuck men they like. They don't fuck men they love. They fuck men they respect. If she loves you and likes you and doesn't respect you, she will not have sex with you. I have women who respect me and fucking hate me, but they're here every time I call. So if they respect you, they're going to sleep with you. And this is something that's biological and evolutionary.
That's a fact. I'll definitely comment on that. Definitely. So when I hear someone saying how much they don't like me or they're emotionally distraught by me to some degree, in my mind, from my experience, that's a sign that you like me, right? Because if you've gotten emotionally connected to me to the point to feel something, there's a feeling there. And that means there's a seed. And if there's a seed there properly watered, then we can talk about a tree, right? So, and a lot of times I don't have the time to build that. So it's more about, like you're saying, respect. If you're getting the respect, people respect you, they can dislike you, but they respect the fact that you're so outspoken to do something, even if they deplore it and they're so passionate in their anger and frustration, there's still a degree of respect because they've been elicited or triggered because of what you're doing. So, yes, I agree.
They fuck men they respect. So how do you make women respect you? Well, first you have to be worthy of respect, which means
First off, make, right? That's a term that I'd kind of circle back to. How to get women to respect you or to be respected by women. Obviously, is to respect yourself, grind, have ambition, speak your mind clearly, make a decision, be ready to walk away. And that's in anything, in any business relationship, be actually ready to walk away. And I've learned that in jobs, I've learned that in personal relationships, business relationships, whatever. There's no one I'm crazy glued to. I'm not even crazy glued to life. It will go when it's time for me to go, and there will be a shell of what remains of me after. So that is a key. You have to be ready to let go genuinely. You cannot hold on to something so tight that it's like, nothing belongs to you. Your children, your clothes, your property. The only thing you have is your opinion, and that goes with you the second you die and your influence on people. So that's why character is so key. And I think that's why he has become such a notable figure, because he dares to say how he feels, and there's accuracy there, and there's things I disagree with as I would anyone, but there's a degree of respect.
Individual. There's no hack. If you're worthy of respect, you're worthy of respect. But secondly, you cannot allow blatant disrespect.
Facts. Now this is something I've learned too. I don't care who you are. Okay? President, boss, leader, I try to be as respectful as I can. And if I feel blatant disrespect, then we have to have a conversation. We have to address the issue. I don't tolerate it. I will lose a job. I will lose a relationship. I will lose a contract. You will not blatantly disrespect me. So that is a trigger for me, right? So that's like, you know what? I respect the fact that you say how you feel, but now you're gonna have to respect what I'm saying too, right? So I think, and like I said in the beginning, innate inside of any conflict is an attraction. If you hate me, I respect the fact that you had the gall to say it. If you want to disrespect me, I respect the fact that you felt that you could disrespect me. Now you need to respect the fact I'm about to disrespect you. And if we can have an understanding that maybe we should be a little more respectful to each other, we can move forward. And I always try my best. Despite how disrespectful a person is with me, I have to be assertive. I try my best not to be disrespectful, and I have so many words in my vernacular where I can chop, shred, and smash people to pieces, and I consciously choose not to use them. It is a very difficult thing for me to do, but I do it, and I'm so proud of myself because, man, people will say anything out of their mouth. They really will. But when you return fire, then it's, oh, you hit me with more gunshots than I hit you with. You victimized me, right?
So if you allow her to blatantly disrespect you and you tolerate that, then you're setting a precedent, which means, well, why would I respect this guy in the first place? Yep. I say this to guys all the time. I've had loads of guys.
Facts. And that's been my experience with people in general. I'm not going to go women specifically because I think this is an all-encompassing thing. You will respect me because I will respect you, even if I don't feel you deserve respect. As a human being, you automatically inherit it. It's just my belief. It comes with human rights, real human rights. Not shit they wrote down and just to, say we wrote it down. But I genuinely believe that. I will respect you as a human. You disrespect me as a human, I'm going to have to address that.
come to me for like coaching and stuff, and they say, you know, my woman doesn't respect me, da 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 da. And I say, look, it's much harder to fix something that's broken than just never let it go wrong in the first place.
Right.
From the second you got together, you should have been a man, and you haven't got to be an asshole, you haven't got to be aggressive. I'll sit with a girl and very politely say, look, if we're going to be in a relationship, if I'm going to take you seriously, you're not going to have male friends. If you want to hang around with a whole bunch of men, then I'm not going to take you seriously. What do you mean you want to take me seriously?
See, that's a fact. I agree. Again, I just have friends then, and I always say this, I'm not a big fan of being friends with females. I just don't want it. I'm not interested in it. I am not trying to be your friend. I don't mind being a colleague. I don't mind being a partner in terms of business, but I don't have an interest in friendship. Now, if we're going to go out and have a drink and talk about business, that's fine. If we're not just going to talk about business and just kind of, get to know each other, the term friend is a very difficult term for me, right? Colleague is more a respected person, or I do respect you. Friend is a very, very high bar for me. And I don't have too many people that are my friends that are women. It's just not. If you are my friend, typically, and you're a female, then you are my wife. You're someone I care about. You belong in my circle. If we're close to each other, we're colleagues. I think that's a really good conversation, because colleagues is like friendship. It's like you treat them with respect. You're polite. You laugh. You joke. But we're not texting each other nonstop. Here, just how are you doing? Just little things like that. Keep it real cordial. Nothing illicit, explicit, disrespectful. You always maintain a level of respect. Friends, then you can play a little bit. It could almost be seen as disrespectful to the outside because you've let your guard down. So I go out of my way to keep that up in terms of just being respectful. And I think that has been a thing that people have been offended with me. Oh, you think you're all this. I'm just trying not to be offensive to you, because that you treat people the way you want to be treated. Don't treat me like that. I want the same behavior I'm treating you. Just be cordial.
Seriously. I mean, we can fuck, but I'm never going to look at you as serious material.
I don't even want to fuck. So that's the thing. I have no desire to fuck you. Like, I just don't. Beautiful, smart, sexy, I get it. But if we are not looking for something further and more in depth, I have no interest, absolutely. I'll smile, I'll be polite, I'll be respectful. I just don't want it. You know what I'm saying? If I'm going to be involved with you, I want to be involved with you.
The idea, the decision is on you. If you want to be serious, you're not going to talk to those guys. You want to talk to those guys, I'll fuck you sometimes. You decide. And I lay off.
I ain't fucking you. I don't even want to do that.
On them. Now, if they choose to keep all their male friends, then that means she's chosen these friendships over me, which means sooner or later she was going to cheat anyway. Like, how long until she jumps on a new dick anyway? So why would I even be upset about it? But most men are too scared to just put the ultimatum down. And you haven't got to put the ultimatum down in some scary, big, brash way. Just be clear. Look, any woman I'm with who I take seriously doesn't hang around with other men. So it's your choice.
I happen to agree with that. I really do. I agree with that. Why are you hanging around other men?
And this is the point. But most men don't say anything. They let it slide, and they let it get completely broken. And they come to me and say, well, how do I fix it? Like, well, you have to make it not let it get broken in the first place. You need to understand your boundaries and expectations as a man, and you have to set them, and you have to make sure she complies and sticks to them. And if she doesn't, you're going to have to find somebody else. Yeah. And this is another...
Compliance is important, right? There's rules, there's guidelines, there's a degree of understanding. And as much as I agree with him with a lot of stuff, his delivery is not exactly my cup of tea. But again, I'm addressing a world in a little screen. You don't know me, so I'm going to try to communicate in a way that's respectful, almost like you're a colleague. I do not consider you a friend. You know what I mean? I don't. I consider you someone who is watching as a viewer, and I want to be polite and provide value, right? So because of that, I'm going to talk to you with a degree of respect, almost like political correctness, because I'm going out of my way to speak in a way that is respectful, right, and is cordial.
The thing I talk about being a playboy. I have lots of guys come to me and say, oh, Tate, but I don't want to be a playboy like you. I say, look, if you want to be happily married, the best thing you can be first is a playboy.
Yeah.
The best thing you can do, because you're going to learn a whole bunch about women. You're going to have a whole bunch of choices to choose for a wife. If you're stuck with one option, the one chick you met, she might be a dickhead. Some women are just dickheads. You know, some women have been fucked too hard too many times by too many big, scary guys, and they just don't want to listen to them. So, like, being a playboy is important. But, yeah, absolutely. For setting your boundaries and stuff and making sure you're not respected, the key is this as a man. And this is the bottom line. Most men are not prepared to walk away.
Yep.
You know what? I think you have to be ready to walk away genuinely. You just have to put your mindset like, I'm not holding on to anything that isn't holding on to me. You really have to think that way, and you have to expect and appreciate and be grateful for the universe for opening another door. When something closes, something else opens.
And if you're not prepared to walk away, you don't have any weapons. Exactly. If she knows no matter what you won't leave, then what weapons do you have? Anything you say, shouting, screaming, yelling, going out away for a few days, whatever. She knows you're going to come back. You have no weapons. The second, imagine a girl came to you and she said, no matter what you do, no matter how many times you cheat, no matter what, I will never leave. Right. Think of all the shit you do. I know I do.
Yeah. So this is and I think this is what we may differentiate, what he will do. I do believe in sticking. You know what I mean? And sticking is probably not the best word because right away it brings to mind something that's sticky. I do believe in alignment, consistent alignment, working through things, almost everything, because true partnerships and true long-term relationships and true friendships, true relationships, like close ones, those are about adjusting and adapting and understanding the weaknesses and the strengths and growing together, right? So I respect if someone is like, hey, listen, I'm going to be with you. I'm here for you no matter what. You know, I'm going to try my best to do that. But I need communication. I need these things, and I'll work my best to provide those things. I don't know what his situation is. You know what I'm saying? God bless him. I respect him in a lot of ways. But I know personally in my situation, if I'm with you, I'm doing everything in my power to stay with you. But honesty is key. I'm telling you everything. I have to. It just feels like you need to know. There's some things I'm probably going to wait because I've learned to adjust to you and know that maybe now's not the good time. I'm going to choose my timing. But I have to communicate with you openly about every possible thing I can. Because that, to me, is the best way you honor and respect someone, is just by telling the truth. But you got to be careful how you tell it. You try to put it in a way that's respectful, but just say it.
Yeah. So this is the point. So as a man, if you're never prepared to walk away, you're never going to be respected. Respect and the woman thinking, you know what, he might just leave, are linked. They have to be there. So you have to mean what you say. You have to let her know, look, there's some things I won't tolerate, and if you fuck with me, I'm going to walk away. And if you walk away and she doesn't chase you, then she's gone.
Facts. That's another thing I've learned. You love something, let it go. You know, if it comes to you, it was yours. If it don't, it never was. You always have to be ready to let it go. But not necessarily wanting it, but just ready. Because I can't control thunder and lightning and tornadoes. That's the weather. These are things that are just outside of my, perimeter and my calculation and my algorithm. I can't. That's outside. Relationships are a fickle thing. We have to walk in alignment.
At least you saved yourself a fucking nasty divorce and getting cheated on and all that shit. Just end it then and there and save yourself a bunch of time. But men are too afraid to pull the plug on it because they get addicted to the pussy and they don't believe they can get any more pussy. And
I'm not going to, because this is me speaking. But from my experience, pussy is one of the easiest things to get. There's so many types of it, so many variations, and there's so many people willing to give it to you. It's just it has been my experience. And for the guys who have not been the experience, I think it's because of what Andrew Tate is saying. Because you have not understood and been able to apply those simple principles.
They get all messed up. And this is one of the advantages of being a playboy. I can leave any chick because I got 10 more. So if she doesn't act right, I'll just replace her for the night. And
I hear it, I get it, but if someone's not acting right or they're going through something, I do believe in working through it. I do believe in trying to understand where they're coming from. It's so much easier. Let me just go fuck this one. I draw the line with you there, Tate. You know what I'm saying? Like, I understand and I get it to some degree, but you have to work through those things. You got to iron out some of those wrinkles, opposed to saying, "Oh, well, you don't want to act. I'm gonna go fuck this one." If you are rich, successful, she knows this already. Show her something she doesn't know. Like, you'll actually sit there and try to work through the process.
I feel better by the next day. I go through a breakup a week. I'm used to it. I don't give a shit. And it's just like, this is part of the game. So you have to be prepared to walk away as a man. So you have to look at any relationship you're in and say, okay, I'm a nice guy. I love her. She loves me, but I have boundaries. And if she fucks with them, I'm going to have to walk away.
Facts. Boundaries. Absolutely. And that's what it comes down to. And I do my best. And anyone in my life I care about or in a relationship with, it's always, are you happy? Is there anything I can do more? This is what I'm working on. But I'm very actual and specific on my critique. And I want it back. Tell me if you think I need to lose some weight. Tell me if you think this. That's okay. I'm going to keep working on it. I'm going to keep getting better and I'm going to keep improving. That's just what it is. You know what I mean? So you have to be able to walk away. It's that simple.